the truth of the matter is whenever it comes to retaining our clients, we have to understand that our clients don't care about us if we don't care about them. I hear agents say that a lot. They're like, well, my clients won't leave me because they love me. No, not necessarily. They will leave you if they don't know that you also love them. Like, your paycheck is not their priority. Your well-being is not their priority. Yes, they love you and they don't want to see you fail, I'm sure. But if you don't show your clients that you care about them, and someone else does, that's now their client.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to the Medicare Sales Playbook. I don't know if I've told you this lately or not, but we appreciate you. We really do. All the likes, comments, subscribes, all the things the cool kids are doing, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, and a bunch of them that I'm sure I don't know about yet. We're all on there, and you guys are listening and liking and commenting, and that means a lot to us. We wanted to come to you today and give you guys some stuff that you could take home and use today. And so we are joined again by the ever-growing, ever-handsome Medicare Matt Smith. Man, welcome back. It's been a minute since we've been here together.
It is, and I'm not growing. It's the hair that keeps getting longer. That's the thing. It's not actually growing.
There.
I did. Oh, yeah. I'm sorry
that's
about
not
that.
nice. The only thing...
We'll edit that out.
You grow here. I got to get insoles and grow from there. So either way.
Hey, we all do it our own way.
We surely do digress. So today, we're going to talk about keeping clients, retention.
Sure. Yeah.
I was talking with a gentleman today that does a different type of insurance business.
Okay.
And he's like, Dallas, I don't understand how you guys do Medicare. It takes so long. He goes, I can go out and I can write one book of business and make 15, 20, 30 grand this week. He goes, you got to go write like 15 clients to do that.
Yep.
I'm like, yeah, but dude, what do they pay next year? He's like, well, nothing. I'm like,
there you go.
There's why we do Medicare. So if you're doing Medicare, you need to understand that it is much more cost effective to keep a client than it is to gain a new client.
Yeah.
So you've come up with an acronym here to help people retain clients.
I have. I mean, I didn't really have. I'd love to say that it was all on my own, but you know what? I'm going to take credit for it. It was all me.
It's
it was 100% me. Nope, it was.
Yeah.
We'll edit out all the other stuff too. It was all me.
This program's going to be like 3 minutes once we edit everything out.
You know, that is though, like that is the reason why we do what we do. I mean, I know I've said
I do it to help people, but I get what you're saying.
Okay, well, Dallas is the new, okay, golly gee, but we just go all over the place here.
Yeah.
I love brand new agents. I know we talk about this. Like, I love brand new agents when they come in, and they're like, I want to get into Medicare. Well, my first question is usually why?
Why? Yeah.
I'm curious because I know that it wasn't my dream growing up. And I mean, it sounds like it was probably yours because you want to help people, but you're not everybody. So why do you want to do it? Well, I want to help people. I want to do this or I want to do that. I want to make a difference in the world. They're just so innocent. And I love that.
Right.
But we stay in the business because we get to do that and also keep getting paid.
Keep getting paid. That's the thing. I don't know if I've told this part of my story before. Cody Askins and I sold final expense insurance and did very well at it and enjoyed it. Go door to door. I mean, we'd go into houses that I've called child services before after leaving houses, stuff like that. Mostly just because they didn't buy from us. But I'm just kidding. The thing that we finally realized was we're out here busting our tails every day. And we like it, but it's not something we want to be doing for the next 20 years. So we looked at Medicare and we're like, man, Medicare, the residuals are where it's at. I can still help people. I can cross-sell that final expense book of business. But I want to wake up in 5 years knowing I'm making $30K a month before I go knock on a cockroach-infested house.
Yes.
Like, I want to make sure that I am building something, not just having a good time.
Yeah, no, and I agree. I mean, you're right. That's exactly what we're trying to do. Is we're trying to build this thing because in the Medicare space, like, we might have a bad year.
Yeah.
Right. And you know what? The next year might not be great either. And let's say, hey, third year might not also be that great in terms of the standards we're trying to set for ourselves. But if we are retaining clients like we should be, we might wake up that fourth year making $120,000, $150,000 and be like, you know what? Those three kind of semi-okay, not great years, that combined and made hey, year 4, we're doing pretty good.
Doing all right. Yeah.
So the thought process behind when we're, and if somebody comes to one of the boot camps, like they're going to hear us talk about this as well. There's the plug.
Drop it, baby.
If they're going to come to boot camp, they're going to hear us talk about the very same thing. But the truth of the matter is whenever it comes to retaining our clients, we have to understand that our clients don't care about us if we don't care about them.
Nice.
Like I hear agents say that a lot. They're like, well, my clients won't leave me because they love me. No, not necessarily. They will leave you if they don't know that you also love them. Like your paycheck is not their priority. Your well-being is not their priority. Yes, they love you and they don't want to see you fail, I'm sure. But if you don't show your clients that you care about them.
Yeah. And it's got to be ongoing care too.
Yes.
Because it's not like, you've heard the joke about the old farmer that his wife got mad because he wouldn't say he loves her. And he said, well, listen, I told you on the day I married you, I loved you. And if anything changes, I'll let you know. We treat our clients like that.
Sometimes.
It has to be constant because they're getting constantly bombarded from the other side saying, hey, we can do this, we can do that. They're watching TV. They're watching, man, if you haven't stayed home and watched TV during the day, you have Festus and Marshall Matt Dillon, then it's a Medicare commercial.
Yeah.
And then you have Andy Griffith, then a Medicare commercial. And so they're getting constantly bombarded. So you have to be top of mind. You have to train your clients that I am the guy. Yeah.
I mean, we talk about all the time, and this is a remember me game. And I'm glad you said that because we talk about like our clients are always on the ledge and they're just, they're one phone call. They're one mailer, they're one, weird bump in at a county fair away from not being your client if they don't know you care about them. So when we think about client retention, we want to show our clients that we care about them. And so that's the acronym we're going to use is CARE.
Okay.
That's going to be CARE, C-A-R-E. That's going to be connect, advocate, review, and educate. See, I almost thought there was like, what comes next here?
I love that you spelled it.
I did. Yeah. C-A-R-E. Now that can also be race. It can be acre, but CARE is what's really important. So clients don't care about those. Races or acre.
I love how quickly you did that too.
I did, didn't I? Yeah. So that
I'm going to think of a word here in about 9 minutes and I'm just going to blurt out like, hey,
Celine,
it could
put
be
him on the clock. So when we're doing this now, it's easy to think about that because we need to show our clients that we care about them, and doing these things is how we show them that there is probably a hierarchy of importance here. Like we want to make sure we're advocating for our clients at all times. Connecting and reviewing, you could probably flip-flop those in terms of which one is more important. And then educating, it's not unimportant. I don't want anybody to think that that it is unimportant, but educating, we are doing all the time. So that is, if we're doing our job, we are educating at all times. I don't think there's probably a ton of clients out there who say, hey, Dallas is a really nice guy. He calls me all the time. I hear from him, all this stuff. But when I reach out for help, like he doesn't help me, tells me to call a carrier. So I'm not going to leave him because he's a nice guy. Like those clients probably aren't out there.
Right.
But there's probably a lot of clients that would say, hey, I don't hear from Dallas all that often, but when I need him, I know that he's going to help me, like that problem is solved. Those clients are loyal. So that's what we want to do. We want to build that loyalty with our clients. So when we think about connecting is simply the remember me game, right? Like it is staying top of mind with your clients. And so when we think about how we connect with our clients, it's a few ways. It's the obvious ones. It's handwritten birthday cards. And it's not like one of these long-winded, hey, happy birthday, call me if you need anything, send your friends and family. It's one of these right here. Yep. It's a postcard. Back side of it has your business on it. The front side of it just says happy birthday, Matt. Like, hope you have a great day, Matt. Something like that. It's simple. Just telling you that you remember them, right?
Well, and I mean, I'm sitting here trying to think of the last time that I received a handwritten anything.
I receive a handwritten birthday card every year from my wife's aunt and uncle.
Really? Mm-hmm. That's the
only one I get every year.
And my sister, maybe. No, I think she just Amazons it in now.
Now, sometimes I do on the occasion get an Easter card from my grandmother. Mm-hmm. She'll do holiday cards. Birthday. I don't know if I got a birthday card this year. If she's listening, sorry about that.
Yeah, it meant a lot to me, Mom. It'd mean a lot more if you put $20 in it.
Yeah, that's $50 is the going rate. $5 for every year. That's what I'm after. That's the number.
You have different relatives than I do if that happens. But no, my mom and dad will, hand me a handwritten card with money in it. But it is very, very rare. I remember, growing up in New Guinea, we lived way out in the boonies. Like it was a 20-minute, 30-minute flight to the nearest town. And so we would sit there, the airstrip, it's story time with Uncle Dallas, boys and girls. The airstrip was about probably half a mile up a hill.
Okay.
I would hear that plane coming and I would run up that hill to the airstrip and he would land. But you know what I was looking for more than anything? The reason I would run up that hill, it was a letter. It was a handwritten letter that might be from a buddy of mine or something like that. That's how, I mean, guys, this is before the interweb and all that. It just meant a lot that somebody.
The fact that you call it the interweb is why we talk about this. Yeah.
It means that person stopped and thought about you.
They do. And the clients that we're dealing with, that we're after, that means something to them. Like those are the clients who they love they love the cards. They'll send the cards, right? So a handwritten birthday card, I know that's so simple, but it's meaningful. If you want to take it a step up, anniversary cards. Like anniversary cards it's an odd thing. Like we also get an anniversary card every year from my wife's aunt. They're great at sending cards. But
I like them.
I do too. You know what? They're okay. And they're probably listening. And so they're really, really great. And we need more. But, an anniversary card, like just, again, it's remember me, but connecting it's just stay on top of mind. So outside of that, it's the simple thank you cards. Obviously, if you write a piece of business on them, you need to send them a thank you card. That's very clear. But if they stay on your book, for the year, a lot of people don't send thank you cards.
Right.
But you should. I mean, really, you should send a thank you card to your clients every year they stay on your book because you are still getting paid, right? So pony up a little bit for a stamp and a postcard and just tell them thank you because you are still their agent. They're still on your book. You're still getting paid. You want them to stay and send clients. So send them a thank you card to say, hey, I appreciate the opportunity to serve you for an extra year.
Love that. Yeah. Another thing that I always enjoyed was finding a commonality, the connection of commonality. It's funny. I told my wife, we were talking here all back. I said, commonality means a lot. So if you think about, if I went to a local, so we're here in Springfield, Missouri. If I went to an Ozark-Nixa game, they're going to separate you by Ozark and Nixa.
Yes.
But if I went to a Chiefs football game, we're all from Missouri.
Yep.
So we're connected because we're from Missouri.
Yes.
And then if I went to a World Cup match, we're all going to be connected because we're America.
Yeah.
Right. And then we watch the movie Independence Day and we're all connected because we're in the world.
Yeah.
People love that feeling of, I am with this person because of this. Like there's a commonality there that's like, oh man, that dude wears Memorial Day golf shirts. I have a shirt too. There's something,
I'm wearing a shirt.
There's a commonality there.
I love that.
Connects.
Yeah.
So, but it's pointing it out.
It is.
So when you're doing the warm up or the close or whatever it may be, you have to find that piece of commonality.
You do. And client retention doesn't start the next year.
Right.
Like it starts, if you're face to face, it starts when you pull into the driveway. It starts when the moment they pick up the phone and say hello. Like when you pull into the driveway, look at their yard. Like, is their yard well manicured? I mean, look at their landscaping. How's their home? Like all those things. When you walk into the house, do they have a dog or a cat? Remember their names, turtles, hedgehogs, whatever they have. If they have a snake, you don't have to remember their name, but all the other pets, remember the names. What do they have on the wall? Do they have team pennants? What is important and what do they care about? And just connect with them. Hey, you know what? You might not be a Cardinals fan, but I am a baseball fan.
Yeah. Love me some baseball.
Love me some baseball. Don't tell them you don't like the Cardinals. Just tell them I love baseball. And if they ask if you hate the or love the Cardinals, just for you, I do.
Yeah.
When they win, I'll think of you.
Yeah, exactly. Which is a lot.
But outside of just connecting, using the Pony Express system, I mean, they need to hear your voice too, right?
Yeah.
Like your clients need to hear your voice 3 times a year, at least. Obviously once in February, because February, you're going to check in with your clients to make sure, have you had a chance to use the plan? They're going to know in February if they hate the plan they're on. I think they're going to know in February. Most of them will.
Most of them go to the doctor January,
pick up their drugs and it was 7 cents more than you said it was going to be. And so now they're upset. We need to move plans. So that gives us another 6 weeks or so to make that plan change. So we still have time. And then a call in June or July. Now you can flex on that one. I would say June just because I think that makes the most sense. But your June call, you accomplish a few things. Number one, you just tell them, hey, I'm thinking about you. How's everything going? You give them the AEP warning, which who loves the fact that the holidays are coming up whenever you're just now getting in your swimming pool? I mean, that's the greatest thing is like, hey, I know you just put the swimming trunks on, but just so you know, it'll be Thanksgiving soon. October's coming. Let them know that they're going to hear from you again in like August, September to get you set on the book, for a review. And then it's another opportunity to just check some boxes that you haven't checked yet. Like in the Medicare space in the summertime, our sales generally we see things kind of dip a little bit. Just that's what happens in the summertime. So it's a great time to be able to fill those boxes, right? Like, hey, Mr. and Mrs. Client, we talked the last time about a hospital indemnity plan and you weren't really ready to pull the trigger, or we talked about, life insurance and you need to check on some things. Had you had a chance to do X, Y, and Z? I have some time next Tuesday or Thursday. Can we get it on the calendar to go ahead and take care of those for you? A
lot of times we feel guilty about that because we're like, man, we're asking again, but we don't know what's changed in their life.
Zero.
Somebody in their circle of friends may have went to the hospital. They may have just come off a conversation saying, man, I just paid $900 for my hospital bill. And in their head, that is now a worry. It wasn't before, but now it's a concern. So
and if you don't tell them about it and someone else does, that's now their client.
Yeah. 100%.
And come AEP, they're going to take their Medicare business too. So just be top of mind with them.
Love that.
So, connecting then obviously this September, in September, we got to connect with them. Let's get them on the book so that we can get them in for a review. So connecting is obviously just staying top of mind.
Yep.
But we really get into the meat of it when we start talking about advocating.
So C, connect.
C.
I don't know. Am I?
C that way. Yeah. C for connect. That was awkward. So next we're going to advocate.
I'm not doing the YMCA thing.
Should we have him do it? No, we won't have him do it. Advocating is simple. Advocating is not for your clients it's not rocket science, right? When they call, you answer. When they text, you respond. When they email, you reply. You do all the different things.
I want to hit the first one because, man, and I was guilty of this. You get that client calling that's irritated.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, like you see it come up on the caller ID and you're like, oh,
or you have that client that you don't have punched into your phone, but you know the phone number, right? Like you've got those when you see the phone number and somebody's like, who's that? And you're like, oh no.
It's Lake of the Ozarks. It's got to be Bob.
But it's answering the phone.
Yeah.
Because more than likely what they're calling about is not something you did to them.
Yeah.
That's what we're going to hope. If you did, then own up to it. But most of the time they're going to call you because they have a problem and they regard you as the expert, whether you call yourself the expert or not. We've talked about that. Like you hold yourself to a higher standard. Like they view me as the expert. So when they call me, I'm going to answer the phone.
Well, and one thing I learned is, because here's what stressed me out about getting calls with the problem. Sometimes there's not an answer to the problem. And what I was bad about, so Bob calls me. Bob says, hey, listen, my dentist does not take this plan anymore.
Okay.
Okay, Bob. Well, we've got a solution. We can move dentist. I'm not moving dentist. Well, then I'm trying to find another answer, like a magical answer. Like I'm going to call the dentist and he's going to now accept the plan. Sometimes Bob just wants to know that he's angry. I'm angry too, dang it.
Yeah.
And Bob, life's hard, have a great Memorial Day.
Yeah, I mean.
And Bob's happy because you just listened.
Yeah.
You didn't fix it.
No.
But you listened.
And you agreed.
Yeah. There's always the three A's, agree, answer, ask. Hey, Bob, yeah, that stinks. I hate that your dentist doesn't take it. Dang the government, whatever.
Yeah. We say about our kids all the time. It's like, hey, they'll figure it out. Well, even not figuring it out is figuring it out.
Yeah, that's like I don't know or no is an answer.
It is still an answer, yeah.
And so I always wanted to be that guy that fixed it, So I'm on the phone with some dentist going, hey, listen, for Bob, any chance you could take that plan?
Yeah. No. And then somehow or another you get blocked from that dentist. Like it's weird because they never take your calls again.
Exactly.
But advocating it's giving them an answer. It's picking up the phone, it's answering them. Even if the answer is not the ideal answer, it's still an answer.
They're not calling somebody else to get the answer.
No. And we could go into a whole string about this. If you have downline agents too, it's all the same thing. It's all the same kind of advocacy. Right. The answer might not be the ideal answer, but sometimes the answer is just the answer. And then the other part of that is it's changing the language you use with your clients. Like we're not talking at them, we're speaking with them.
We're just having a
instead of saying
conversation.
like when you call me and you're like, hey Matt, I got a real problem with this, and I could tell you, well, okay, go call the carrier and tell them your problem.
Yeah.
That's great, but we want to we need to change our language. Hey, instead of that, be like, I know you called me. I've got 10 or 15 minutes to do you. Let's call them together. Because I know the questions to ask. You might not, right? I know the phone numbers to call. Maybe I've got an in with a rep, like something like that. Let's do it together. Yeah. Let's advocate for them, because what we want our clients to do, because that's how we get referrals.
Yeah.
We get referrals by our clients saying to their friends, hey, listen, that guy Dallas, I had a problem last month and I called him. Man, he called the reps with me. Like we got it figured out. Right. And I know that if I call him with a problem, it might not be the answer I want to hear, but I'm going to get an answer and we're going to fix it if it's fixable. It
comes down to the old, I worked at Walmart years ago, and one of the big rules at Walmart was you never point, you take, right? So if you come in, and I'm not going to lie, it was frustrating.
Yeah.
Because I worked overnights because I was a bad person in a past life or something, but I worked overnights and I was busting my tail to get everything done before I went home. And then this guy comes in and he wants a goldfish. Yeah. And goldfish are in the back of the store, right? And I could just say, okay, one, you weirdo, it's 2 a.m. Why do you want a goldfish? Two, they're back there. But that was a big rule. You don't point.
Did he buy like oil and spices? I mean, were we eating this goldfish?
Yeah. The panko breading. But no, then, so you walking back there, but then it became not him looking for goldfish with help. It was him and me, he and I, looking for a goldfish together.
Yeah. And that means something. We were at a store 2 weeks ago together.
Best Buy. Yep.
Well, I wasn't going to say the name. I was going to say it was like great purchase, but we'll just call it out. We were at Best Buy the other day. I won't say where. We were in Best Buy and we were looking for something. And I asked the guy at the front. I said, "Hey, can you tell me where I'd find this?" And he's like, "Literally, it's in that aisle right there."
Yep. And while you were doing that, I was in another part of the store asking the guy, "Hey, do you know where this is?" And did the exact same thing.
And so then I went and found another guy and I said, "Hey, I'm looking for this. They said it was in this aisle, but I can't find it." He's like, "It's in that aisle."
Yeah.
And it wasn't until this is now the fourth person walked by and I was like, and this dude did not look like he was going to have any answers at all. But I was like, "Hey, buddy,"
mean.
I know it was. And I'm sorry that I asked you that question, but like he just didn't seem like he was going to have the right answers. But I was like, "Hey, can you?" And he was like, "I don't know, but let's find it."
Yeah.
So he got down, like he's like kneeled down the floor with us looking for it. He calls back into the back, like trying to figure out. He went to the links we needed to find what we needed. Now it's our fault that the product we bought didn't work, but that's neither here nor there. So advocating is simple. The next thing we want to do is we're going to review our clients every single year.
Yeah.
That's very obvious. We're going to review them in the fall. But I think the place where sometimes we get lost and where we can push clients away is during the year. Our clients are going to hear something, right? Like they're going to hear, "Oh, hey, I got this with this," or whatever. I'm in a bad, something happened. And they're going to call you and they're going to ask you, "Hey, am I in the right plan?" Like it's going to happen. And our knee-jerk reaction is just to say, "Now listen here, Bob. You know, back in October, we went through all your drugs. We talked about all your stuff. And you know you're in the right plan." Like that's the knee-jerk reaction.
And what you just said to Bob was all those words. But what Bob heard was,
"I'm wrong. I'm dumb.
You're stupid."
Yep, you're stupid. Yeah. And I said it at the boot camps. I say it all the time. Like I'm probably wrong a lot and I'm dumb a lot. But you know what I really don't want?
To be called wrong and dumb.
I don't want to be called wrong and dumb. Like I know it. You don't need to tell me.
Exactly.
Sometimes I need to hear it, but I don't need you to tell me. Right. So when they call and they ask for that, listen, like, "Okay, Dallas, I hear you. There's a lot of really great options out there on the market. Let's do this the right way. I'm going to get a scope of appointment on you today. Let's book an appointment in 2 or 3 days, right? Let's do this the right way. Bring your docs, bring your drugs. Let's run through the whole thing and do a full review on them. Spend the 30 or 45 minutes or an hour if it takes you an hour. Spend the time, because what you don't know is in the last 3, 4, 5, 6 months, however long it's been, have they got a new diagnosis? Do they have new drugs? Have they had drugs go away? Has something in their world changed that now they need potentially a new look?
Yeah. This goes back to the connecting piece. And even if none of that is true,
Yeah.
guys, the majority of our people are sitting at home by themselves 12 hours a day. When they get out of bed, they are looking to fill the time until they go back to bed. And they just want somebody to talk to. They just want somebody to advocate for them, to review their plan. So some of them sometimes are like that teenage boy that likes that girl, and they're just looking for any reason to call him.
Yeah.
You know, like it just, so you'll get that call of, hey, I just saw this on TV. That's cool. You got to respond the correct way, or you'll lose that client.
You do.
The reviewing, all that. Yeah.
I had a client who was my neighbor behind our house. And it was funny because I actually drove from my house to his house because I didn't want him to know he was my neighbor. I thought that'd be weird, right? I thought that'd be weird.
Just walk through the backyard.
And he called me a couple of months later and he's like, hey, Matt, I got a little bit of a problem. I need some help. And I was like, what's going on? And he's like, well, I don't understand. He got a bill. He's like, I don't understand the bill. Is there any way that I can come to your office and look at it? And I was like, well, funny story. Are you home? And of course I knew he was home because I can literally see him. I was like,
You're
are you
watching
home?
him make the call
and
through the back window.
He said, yes, I'm home. And I was like, well, here's the funny story. I'm actually sharing your fence with you. I live in the house behind you. So I walked around to his house and I went and sat down in their kitchen.
Yeah.
I didn't have great answers for him, but what we're doing there is we are acknowledging with them that maybe there's a problem. We're respecting them in a way that says, hey, listen, we're gonna figure this out together. And I mean, it's taking the time. That's really what it is. It's taking the time to show them that you care.
Nice.
And then the last thing is just educating. And we're always going to be educating our clients. A newsletter is a great way to do this. Quarterly newsletter needs to have 4 things in it. Something about you, something about the season, because I assume you're going to do this seasonally based. Something about you, something about the season, something about the industry. Let's make it educational. And then just something fun.
Yeah, we recently bought a Jeep, and I got an email here probably 3-4 months ago, and it said, did you know there's a hidden figure on your Jeep? Every Jeep has a little hidden something.
I think I've heard that.
Yeah. And I thought that is really cool. And what it caused me to do a couple things was to tear my Jeep apart piece by piece and find it. It's a flip-flop. My wife actually found it. It's a little thing of a flip-flop on the hood. But it also made me open all of their emails.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't just a, hey, it's time for your oil change. It was a, did you know?
Yeah.
And especially when it comes to your doctor, your insurance agent, your mechanic, you want to know that they are up to date on everything that's going on in their world.
They do. Yeah.
We sat down with a client here recently, and it was for a different product, stuff like that. But he said, you know why I want to do this with you guys? And the agent said, no, why? He said, because I don't want to think about this. He said, I'm really good at what I do. I want someone that's really good at what they do. He said, the only time I want to think about it is when you call me and said, hey, you should be thinking about this. I want to know that my Medicare agent is on top of, hey, this policy is pulling out of this network or whatever. Yeah. And then when it's time for me to know something, when you have that, when a client has that, you talk about referrals, you talk about, and we're just educating them on the things we think they should know.
Yeah. I mean, that's you can educate in a number of ways. I mean, but that's great. I mean, you show your clients that you're an expert. You educate them on the things that you know. Be proactive in the way you educate them. If you know that there's going to be some big something happening that's going to affect them, call them and let them know. I mean, it might stress them out, but rather than be stressed out by the person who knows the solutions than stressed out by a Facebook message at midnight and they can't get a hold of somebody till the next day.
Yeah.
A couple of thoughts like, do you do social media? A lot of agents don't do social media, but create a social media for your clients.
Wow. Yeah.
And invite them to it, right? Invite them to join your social media page, and then you just put industry updates in there, fun little things, recipes and games and all that kind of stuff. Just a way to keep them in the loop.
Yeah. I love all this stuff. So C, connect, A, advocate, R, review, E, educate.
Just show them you care.
Show them you care about it. And I still haven't thought of another word. I keep thinking race. No, he said that.
I already did it.
Yeah. I thought of arc, but there's no E in that.
I'm sure CRAE probably spells something in another foreign language of some sort.
Surely we digress.
Okay, let's.
Today's episode is brought to you by the word digress. This has been good stuff, man. Having those people on the books and keeping them on the books is an incredible way to make sure that you have that money continue to flow in, make sure the referrals come, all that stuff. Dude, we've been doing some boot camps.
We have been.
We're going to, it's too late, and I shouldn't say this, but here we go. We're going to Oklahoma this week. Or it's when we film this, it's Memorial Day. He doesn't just dress like that all the time, most of the time, but
Sometimes.
not all the time. We're going to Oklahoma City and Tulsa next week.
Yes.
And then we go to Fayetteville. And Little Rock. Then we go to Des Moines and Omaha.
See, I didn't know which one that one was, but yes, we go to
Omaha, Des Moines,
Oklahoma this week, Arkansas in 2 weeks.
Yeah,
Those
Omaha
two
and Des Moines.
places.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then we're all over the place.
Yeah.
We would love for you guys to join us. We would love for you guys to come and what we're doing is we're teaching how to prospect, market. We're teaching how to present. We're teaching how to cross-sell, and we are teaching how to retain.
Yeah.
Very practical stuff. And we're giving away stuff at these. All the materials we're using, we're letting you guys go home with.
And we have guest speakers at these, and we talk about this stuff all the time.
Right.
We talk about it here on the podcast. We talk about it once we leave the podcast room. Like, these are things that we do all day long. But man, the folks that we've had join us at these boot camps, the information they've been giving, those nuggets of knowledge they've been dropping have been phenomenal. I took notes away from the last one. I was like, gosh, that's really good. Yeah. So if you can come, do it.
We'd love to have you. Go to MedicareSalesPlaybook.com. Look up. There's a place that says attend a Medicare BootCamp. Click on that link right there. It'll take you to the page and you can register totally free. We're not charging anything. Totally free. Come out and join us. We'd love to meet you and all that. So Matt, great job today. Thanks, man.
Yep,
it was really
great
good.
time.
Honestly, we love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Please keep sharing. Please like. You can even go on our MedicareSalesPlaybook.com and click on a link that says suggest a topic. So if there's something you want to hear about, we'd love to hear from you. We appreciate you guys, and we will see you next time on the Medicare Sales Playbook.